Hi, and welcome to the Indie Music Podcast, the podcast for independent musicians and other audio professionals. We're your hosts. I'm Matt Denton, also known as Mojo of Ragged Birds Music. I'm a Bay Area mix engineer and recording artist. And Douglas Reynolds of Resonance Mastering, a mastering engineer in Bloomington, Illinois.
Welcome to Indie Music Podcast, episode 210. Tonight, Matt and I interview The Whips, a four-piece band out of Kansas City. The Whips have their debut EP, Never Change or Do, set to release this summer, featuring 6 soulful, funk-inspired songs, each with a different featured artist. Their first single for the EP, Go Fix Yourself, featuring Lucy Brock, is a great example of the collaborative funkadelic songwriting that makes up the record. We share some song samples later in the episode. Enjoy the show. Hey, Quinn. There's Matt.
How you guys doing?
We're doing good.
I'm doing great. Thank you.
How are you doing?
Yeah, we're doing fantastic. We've been great. Yeah. Just chilling, working on the new record.
Weather's finally nicer.
Yeah, the weather in Kansas City has been doing great. Like it's gone from, I think, negative like
15 to 70 degrees.
in like the snap of a finger.
Nice.
It's crazy. It's wild stuff.
Yeah, I was going to ask, so Kansas City's great. I love Kansas City.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's our home. We love it more than anything.
I've never
It's
been
the
there.
best. Where are these guys from? Oh yeah, where are you guys from?
Well, I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Right. Okay.
I'm in Central Illinois.
Oh, awesome.
nice.
Yeah, both great.
Yeah, we
about
venues. We're trying to head out east this summer.
Nice.
And looking for venues. So if you know any places in Illinois that are cool,
Yeah, get recommendations.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could
for
use
sure.
it.
Yeah.
You guys have great barbecue.
Oh,
yeah.
don't we know it? Oh, don't we know it? Yeah, it's been our lifeblood for a long time.
Yeah, and Mahomes, so
Oh,
two
yeah.
things.
Can never take that away. Love him. Maybe one day we'll finally meet him. Maybe one day. It's all of our
just
dreams.
manifesting that. Yeah.
I actually did talk to him once. I did have a conversation with him one time when he was flying home from the rookie premiere in LA. This was back before he was anything, actually. My mom was actually flying back from LA, and she called me and she goes, "I think Patrick Mahomes is on my flight." And this is right after the Chiefs had drafted him. And I said, there's no way you know who that is. There's no way you know who that guy is. And sure enough, it was him. And I gave her a call to freak out, and he answered the phone. And I got to talk to him, and it was really cool.
Oh, cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You guys are a 4-piece. Are all 4 of you with us tonight?
All 4
Yes,
of us
yeah.
are here. Yeah, of course.
All right. Hey, introduce yourselves.
Yeah, of course. Well, I am Quinn. My name is Quinn Cosgrove. I'm the bassist of the Whips.
And I'm Miles Paterson. I'm the drummer. Been with Start of the Whips since the beginning.
Don't flex too much. I'm Max Endevery. I've been with the Whips since not quite the start of the Whips. But, I'm the guitar player. And then
I'm Max Cooper, but they all call me Coop, and I'm the pianist, and I just joined like 3 months ago or something.
Cool.
Right on.
He is
absolute
a
Tank on the
killer.
keys.
How long has the Whips been going on?
Well, the Whips have been going on for a long time, actually.
Since Quinn and I were in the 7th grade, we were like, hey, we need to start playing together, just because we've always had a passion for music, and Quinn's like family's always been involved in music.
Ever since I was little, I've always wanted to do music. And start of 7th grade, Miles comes up to me on the bus. First day, I'll never forget it. He goes, "Hey, Quinn, I got a drum set. Let's make some music." And I go, "Yes, finally." And we start jamming. And that was all the way like 5 years ago, I think now.
It was like 7th grade.
A
We're freshmen now
long
in
time
college.
ago. Yeah, we're freshmen now in college, so a long time ago.
Oh,
and over time, we've kind of gone through some flux of members, but we got our solid 4, and ever since we've hit the ground running, it's been really crazy.
Mm.
Yeah, we've learned a lot through those years. It's been a lot of ups and downs and trial and error, but when you're so young, kind of learning these things,
It's all been fun now.
yeah,
Like,
it's all been
like,
great, but we've gone through a lot of ups and downs. Like it's hard. There's no handbook on this. No one is there holding your hand, like telling you, the step by step. This is how you start a band. This is how you keep members happy. This is how you make sure you get the guys that are going to play what you want to play and will further your musical status.
This is how you contain the singer.
Oh my gosh. Don't even get us started.
You'd think by now there would be a book on that because there's been so many bands, and yet there's not.
Yeah.
No, there's not. It's
But there's Indie Music Podcast,
That's
and
right.
that's
Close
kind of
enough.
what we're about.
Of course. I wish we had found that when we were just starting, because it would have helped us tremendously.
No, thank you. I hear there's something called the Paterson Shuffle.
Yes,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Paterson Shuffle. Yeah.
It's a little, I've been watching a lot of Nate Smith recently, just because I've huge interest in Wolfpack, just because of Quinn and the guys we've been playing with recently. And it was just a little form just that happened actually when we were recording one of the songs on the EP. I just started doubling up on the kick to just like make this cool groove. And eventually you guys will hear it in the bridge. I don't know if we gave them that song or not, but there's just a cool shuffle that just kind of came out of nowhere. And then Indivari looks up at me and he's like, "That's the Paterson Shuffle." I'm like, "All right, we're going with
The
it."
Paterson Shuffle was born.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That EP, that's one of the reasons we're together tonight, is called Never Change.
Never
And
change or do.
Or
yeah.
do.
Never
Or
change
do.
or
Yeah.
comma or do. Yep.
Yep, there you go. And that's coming out actually this week on the 6th, which is last week when this airs.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah. We're releasing a lot of really awesome stuff soon. It's gonna be great. Yeah. We're really excited for all the projects we have coming out. Not only do we have the EP coming out, we have a ton of live covers with music videos coming out too, including our cover of "Hopelessly Devoted to You,"
Oh, I like
which
that
is
one.
also coming out extremely soon.
With the singer and artist Lucy.
Yeah,
Brock.
Lucy Brock, who killed it.
She's a phenomenal vocalist.
Who's appearing also on Never Change.
Yeah, tell us about Lucy a little bit. I listened to "Hopelessly Devoted to You," and so A, who is she, and B, who sings when she's not with you guys?
Well, we have a lot of different singers, to be honest with you. At some point, we came to the realization that, no matter when how the cards play out, singers are kind of divas at the end of the day. It's hard to it's hard to get around that, and it's a hurdle that we've been working with for so long. And I think when the ball started rolling is when we realized, let's just cut the singer out of the equation altogether. Let's every song, different singer, new artist. So in that way, every song kind of lives in its own world, and the creative limitations that we have are gone, because it just sets it for what that singer can do and what we can do with that singer. So every song is a different singer. We love to get new people and try new sounds, but Lucy is one of our favorites. Definitely. She is insane. Her range is undeniably wild. It's her stage presence is incredible. We've done a ton of shows with her. Her ability to improvise and just bring up melodies on the fly is really unlike anything I've seen before in a singer. It's pretty wild. She also does a lot of her own solo stuff, which it's great. She's got projects coming out. We're really looking forward to working with her more.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Lucy is just, I love Lucy.
I think I misread something. The EP, is the EP coming out this week or is it later?
Oh, the EP is coming out later. It's the live cover that's actually coming out this week.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I misread that as well. That's funny.
But we're really excited to give the world at least a little bit of taste of what Lucy Brock can do over to the
cool.
Because she's a killer. And like Quinn was saying, we got so many different singers on this record, which a big emphasis for us coming out of the era of COVID is like we want to make people feel more connected, and so we want to make a project that's as collaborative as possible.
Right.
And we're just really blessed to have like so many different singers and each one be as talented as the next.
Yeah. How are you guys approaching collaboration like that here in COVID? It's something that everybody's interested in. How to produce music together, but not together.
Well, we've been very fortunate to have the space of the Funk House, which is a place where we go and we film music videos, make content, record our songs, and so it's we can socially distance properly down there. We got masks on when people are recording. So we've been able to have each person come in individually and multi-track each song. So every person will have a date that they'll come in where it'll just be me and maybe like one of the other guys in the band, the person recording and our engineer. And they'll come in and they'll do their part and then they'll leave. And that's their whole job for the record. And then a few months later, they'll be on Never Change.
And also the kind of fun thing about that too, specifically with the horn player that we have coming in, it's kind of nice. I'll send him some of the tracks that we were talking about having him on. And then when he comes into the studio, we have no idea what he's come up with. And then they just wow us with their own like creative liberty and what things they've come up with, harmonies that they bring to the table. It's just really fun to see what different musicians can like bring to our sound.
That's half the fun of it, I think, is having all these different musicians bringing something new to the table that we would never come up with. Like what Lucy does on our first single, Go Fix Yourself. Like we could have never come up with her, like thought of her to do that, but she brought it out and she killed it. I mean, I didn't think that she would be my favorite part of the song, but I think she really accentuates that song very well. And it's the same with all of the songs on the record, I think.
Yeah. They're just, like Quinn said, their own little world. And that comes stylistically with the singers that we're bringing on, because everybody's voice is different, whether or not they're singing or playing an instrument. We actually had a bass player hop on a track for us recently and do a featured bass solo that was amazing, and he's just slapping and doing all the ghost notes and everything. Cool. Which is very different from the way Quinn plays, but just different. It's like different energies brought to the table, just turns it into something you never would have predicted. It's crazy.
Quinn's pretty good. He does a lot of popping and slapping. He's got that great bass face.
I appreciate it. I try.
He's my favorite bass
player.
I
certainly try.
Young Joe Dart, that's for sure. That's what's up.
I wish I could have come up with the name the Golden Retriever of Bass, but Max was way too kind to come up with that.
You can't come up with your own nickname. That's not cool.
No, I would have felt exactly.
So did you guys write that song? So you have different singers come in, but who's writing the lyrics?
Well, all of the lyrics are very talented guitar player, Max Indeveri, who does his own solo stuff too. He's a fantastic lyricist, songwriter in general, but our songwriting process through a lot of these kind of started back in, I think, November, when we got together and we said, all right, we're going to take 2 months and each of us individually are just going to write as many songs and ideas as possible. I mean, like, not one is off the table. We just all of us individually got so many ideas. And then I think towards end of January, maybe beginning of January, we got together and we picked our 6 favorite together. We fleshed them out. We wrote them. We made them full songs, and Max took them and got words to them, kind of brought them to life. And we thought, okay, for some of the songs, like we knew what singers we wanted on them. Like for some songs, we knew our boy Aiden Connolly was going to kill him. And for some, we knew, Lucy would be perfect on this, or Erica Colseth would be like this. Erica Colseth would kill the soulfulness of this song.
She's crazy.
Yeah,
she's crazy.
we kind of had to try to think, okay, here are the people that we want on the record for sure. What do we want to see them do? What do we think would make them sound the best they can be? And through that, I think we got some really great tunes that we really love.
Well, what a treat to have so many different singers that you can draw from and just have them slot them in for whatever song suits them best. That's very cool.
It's a real pleasure. It seriously is. It's amazing to have that presence of all those different creative minds.
Now, some adjectives that came up were like soulful and funk, groove inspired. In my listening, my first impression was there's some maybe jazz influence, which kind of makes sense with Kansas City.
Big time.
And,
of course.
And things like that. So how would you describe the music that's getting ready to come out on this EP?
I would describe the music that we're talking about on the EP as just kind of like freewheeling soul. Like it's it's really, really fun. And it's just kind of all of us getting our music chops together and saying, let's go. And you're right. There's a ton of jazz influence. A lot of the players in the band are like jazz school students, mostly because out in the Midwest, that's the only way you can study music at college.
My kids were all in jazz band. I could tell.
Yeah,
Of course, yeah.
It's a lot of fun. But I don't know. For me, at least, the writing process has been with my solo stuff. I'm like trying really hard. I don't know if trying hard is a good way. I take care to be like introspective and thoughtful with what I'm saying. But with the Whips records, the thing that's most exciting for me is it's just like, let's just have some fun. And like, there's some deep topics on the record. Like one of the tunes is about depression, but the way that it goes about it isn't necessarily as nuanced as it is about just like giving off a good energy and a good vibe that matches the awesome instrumentation we have behind it.
I think what's great is there's a level of, we don't have to take ourselves as seriously as a lot of artists might have to. It's just us having as much fun as we want, and we're just fortunate enough to have people seem to respond to that, and it fuels us in what we do, and we just love the fact that anyone half enjoys our music, let alone us as people. So I think it's a trip, I gotta say.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's obvious you guys are having fun. It shows in your TikToks. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your TikTok channels and how that's all working out for you?
Okay, so I don't really want to say like I was the person who wanted us to have a TikTok, but I'm just going to say I was. And the reason I said that is because we've seen how many random people have blown up on TikTok in the past 2 years. We never would have known of like a ton of comedians or musicians that just blew up from TikTok like 2 years ago, because TikTok is like a platform that someone can just blow up in a night. And that's how my TikTok blew up. So I have this TikTok channel called Mr. Piano Man. And one night I got bored. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to post a TikTok of me playing the piano. And I posted a bunch of movie studio like intros. So like Warner Brothers, Columbia, Disney, all that. And in like 2 hours, it got like 1 million likes.
What?
And my account now I've been growing it since, and it has like 680,000 followers.
Oh my God.
So that can get you a lot of exposure. So I was like, yo, band, why don't we try to start a TikTok and see if one of our videos like blow up? I mean, like, this is one of the nice things we have today that they didn't have back then, is ways to like, I guess, get more like acknowledgement, I guess. So we posted a few videos. It didn't blow up. Then we posted one like a few weeks ago and it blew up. And now we have like 5,000 followers and we're hoping to just grow it even more. And like through TikTok, we're trying to like then get people to our YouTube channel or Spotify and like all that. And
it gives us reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea is getting people from the apps that you entertain them on to the apps that
You monetize
music. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's difficult. It's not easy. It's a lot harder than people think to get people from one app to go to another. But,
that's hard.
But I think we've been doing a really good job at it. I mean, I wasn't expecting the success we've been finding on TikTok, but I mean, our page is almost at 150,000 likes.
Things have followed.
It's been fun, and it has actually been flowing over to our Spotify and our other social media platforms, which is crazy to see.
Nice,
because it doesn't happen very often, but it's really cool to think that we have people that are dedicated enough to go and further their knowledge of us. I mean, that's crazy to think about. If you would have told me when I was younger that one person would even think that it was somewhat cool what we were doing, I mean, it all would have been worth it, all of it, every single second. And now it's just catapulting. It's catapulting, and it's sometimes it can get interesting to keep up with all of it, but that's the love of the game. That's what we do, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So are you doing it
sometimes-
strategically? Are you moving people from one platform to another strategically, or are you just kind of putting stuff out there and hoping that it cross pollinates? I'm curious.
Something. Yeah. So the good thing about TikTok is a lot of people see your videos. The bad thing is not too many people will follow you or look at your account. We'll probably get like out of every 1,000 views, you're probably going to get 50 to 100 followers, maybe even less. And so then the chances of them looking at your account is kind of slim. And then the chances of them even clicking on your Instagram is even slimmer.
Yeah.
So basically you got to post one of you, like a short clip of your YouTube video on TikTok, and that'll get more people to look at your account. And you'll say in the description of your video, hey, go look in our bio and watch this YouTube video and share this with your friends, blah, blah, blah. And
That's
so
smart.
that helps a lot
And
more.
what I love about Coop's brain, when we make TikToks, is that his ideas are never, oh man, I would really love to do this, or I would think this is cool. It's always, oh man, people are gonna love this, or I really think our audience is gonna dig this video.
Got it.
And I think that's
Right.
there's a disconnect between artists that will make TikToks and try and have that opposite effect.
Mhm.
And it just doesn't work as well as
Right.
what we found.
And we're making stuff for the audience, but like I still want to make sure we're having fun while we're doing it, and we still love it. Like we're doing it for the audience, but we still love doing it ourselves. And I mean, so that it still works 100%. So it's
We're just lucky enough that the stuff we like to make is just so happens to be the stuff that people were making it for like to see.
yeah.
So the TikTok link, we'll put that into the show notes.
Thank you.
The listeners can find you at The Whips Official on Instagram.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
absolutely.
And The Whips KC on Facebook,
Absolutely. Yep.
right?
Absolutely. And our whip talk, the Whips Official also.
The
Yeah.
whip talk.
the whip talk. The whip talk.
The question that hasn't been asked yet is the Whip. So how'd you guys come up with
Oh,
the
that's
name?
on my list of things to ask right here.
Oh,
I got it.
that's a very long. Oh
Back
gosh.
when we covered Green Day and
long time ago in the
Tony-
early stages of the Whips, we were Whiplash, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
And it came about from just nights and nights of arguing. This is before Coop or Max were even in the band. Only Miles would remember this. Nights of arguing back and forth of our band name, which I mean at the time it doesn't matter what your band name's called. It matters your music matters. And we didn't know that obviously at the time. We would have been like 13, but Whiplash is what we eventually landed on, and then disappointingly, it was the name of a heavy metal band from the 80s.
Yep.
So we thought to ourselves,
I remember them.
we can't use that. And then I think someone mentioned,
Your mom at shows would call us the Whips.
oh yeah.
that
One
was
of our,
like, oh, the Whip
yeah.
sticks.
Yeah, I think AJ did it.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Rolls off the tongue a little better.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And ever since then, we just kind of stuck with it.
Cool.
Now you guys also back up your Max, the guitar player, into Very. Is that correct?
Yeah, like in the very beginning.
On Max's projects too.
Absolutely. And I'm lucky to have a killing backing band. But yeah, I don't know, like my projects are more like a roots rock type of thing. Like, I don't know, like very like John Mayer trio-esque, doing the singer-songwriter thing, but with more blues influence to it. And these guys, you should see how they change their playing for that setting. They're killers. It's amazing.
We love doing shows as Max and DeVary and the Whips. I mean, like I know personally, I cannot get enough of Max's songwriting. I love it to death because all of his influences are my influences too. So what he makes me feel the same as what all of these people that I love do. And so playing it is even more of a treat.
That's so cool.
So as Max and DeVary and the Whips, you guys are planning on doing a little bit of touring here in the summer.
Absolutely. We're going everywhere from, we're starting in St. Louis and we're trying to finish at this rooftop bar called the Delancey in New York. And obviously all that subject to whatever shakes out with the COVID thing. But Fauci says we got April and it's going to all be vaccinated. So we're very optimistic.
I think the Fun Loving Criminals sang about Delancey.
Oh, seriously? That's awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of history behind the venue for sure. Yeah. But we're just
either
ready.
that or it was the name of the street, Delancey. I don't know which one.
I'm gonna choose to believe that it was the Criminals, but no, we're just ready to. When you're first starting out, like, this is the indie music podcast. You guys know all about it. It's like sometimes what you need is for someone to walk into a bar and hear a song and be like, that makes me feel something that not many other things do. And that's how I know a lot of the music that I've came to know and love. It's like good music makes you feel a certain way. It's an endorphin hit that isn't replicated by other songs.
Correct.
And so
yeah,
my goal is just to get butts and seats and ears on my tunes. That's what's up. But and I'm going to be happy to be stuck in a van with these guys for 10 days to make that happen.
All right. So you're in a venue, you're playing a rooftop. People say, hey, I got my butt in the seat. I got your tunes in my ears. And you made me feel a certain way. What do you bring into the table to send them home with? Are you bringing CDs? Are you bringing T-shirts? What's your merch rollout plan? I'm curious.
So this is something I've been thinking about for a while because I don't know. I feel like some parts of merch have like diminishing returns. Like I feel like everyone's got like a local band tee and they'll probably never buy another one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know. I think about this through the lens of like, well, what's the people who dig me gonna like? And I think I have two audiences. I think I got the old people who really dig the old root stuff. And then I also got the kids who are like, quote unquote, born in the wrong generation. Like, I feel like there's a bunch of kids out there who've got like some John Mayer and some Beatles stuff on their playlists right next to some Ariana Grande, because they like to feel like they pride themselves on their taste in music in that sense,
mm-hmm.
being kind of retro. And so for that, my main scheme, and this is my scheme, it's in the early stages, is I think it'd be really good to make CDs and to make them personalized. So like handwritten notes inside each one, like liner notes like that,
mm-hmm.
because I want it to be not only a physical copy of my music, but also a piece of memorabilia that if you've been to my show, you can be like, well, that's cool. Like, I remember that guy. And I think that CDs are perfect because people who are in the older demographic, they all got CD players in their cars.
Right.
Whereas people in my age group who want to feel retro, well, CDs are just aging into kind of being retro and kind of being cool, in my opinion. So I think it should work out. But that's a long-winded way to say CDs.
So CDs over shirts. I like that. Now from Kansas City, what about making your own hot sauce or something?
That's not a bad idea. For when we're releasing Never Change, we're actually going to release it with a telethon that we're going to do. And that kind of came from, all right, well, when we release music, it should be just as much an experience for our audience as it is for us, because we're selling a feeling more than our music. And
mm-hmm.
so, who are we? We're four young guys, kind of sophomoric humor. Telethon, perfect. So telethon,
we can just mess around on screen but give people a shot to interact with us, I think is the big goal too,
yes, exactly. A wheel with different like play Home on the Ranch, or Coop gets a pie in the face, or it's a ton of different ideas. But the idea number one is exactly.
Might have to use that.
Priority number one is engagement, though. Yeah.
That's the big thing. Is like when I see someone's ad for their music on Instagram, my first thought is like, and maybe this is like really pessimistic, but it's like, oh man, that's like 2 minutes out of my day. I don't know you. I don't know what you're doing. why would I ever listen to it? Why would I take 2 minutes out of my day when the opportunity cost to that is I could spend that time looking up literally whatever I want in the entire universe on like Google or Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what you're fighting against, I think. And so we're trying to give people a gift rather than to ask them to give us a service of them listening to our song.
The gift of experience, of interaction.
Exactly. And I think a lot of bands miss that. And I think it's a mark that that a lot of musicians who kind of struggle to get off the ground are kind of experience, is that they're kind of having trouble realizing that, you know, not a lot of people care about what you're doing at first. You kind of gotta give something to someone for them to give it in return. And that's a huge way to build an audience. And that's a huge way that we've built our audience, is that we have just tried our best to give them what they want and what they want to see, and just expect nothing in return, to give off the sense that, to almost give off the sense that, help me out here. Help me finish.
To almost expect nothing in return, to almost give off the sense that it's not where it comes from. I think is a lot of art. To create art, to be an artist in air quotes, is to be kind of self-obsessed. John Mayer described it as like a war of attrition with yourself. But you can't really let that seep into how you market.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just trying to give freely, and we're trying to just think about from the consumer's perspective. Well, if I was someone who likes the music that influences us, which we all are, right? What would I want to see in the world? What would I look at and be like, that's really cool. I'm going to give up 2 minutes of my day to watch that video, you know?
This is what I love about him. If I can't figure something out in my brain, we'll be on the same page all the time. So it's same with music. Like
you guys have been together long enough,
Yeah.
you can like complete your sentences.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And that it was the same way when we were recording, or when I was writing for Never Change. I would send Max like every idea I had. I mean, like good, bad, I didn't care, anything, just to see what stuck to the wall, what another ear had to say. And it took me a while to get down the fear of, oh, what if he doesn't like it? What if all these things? Because
you make me sound so mean.
No, it was just my insecurity through songwriting. But I think it's a hurdle a lot of people face.
Oh yeah.
I don't think I'm the only one who's scared to put music out there. But the faster that you bring down that wall of, well, nothing that you make will ever be perfect to anyone, the faster that you realize that, it becomes a lot easier to put your ideas out there, and for you to accept that, you know, nothing's going to be perfect, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's a tough lesson for a lot of people, and for you guys to have that under your belt this early speaks volumes to your creativity, your maturity, and I'm gonna guess probably your eventual longevity, because that's a really important lesson.
Yeah, well, I mean, like we said, we've been together for so long, and we've learned a lot of lessons through that. And I mean, like, our early songs sucked. They were terrible. I mean, like, they were terrible. But I think
they were garbage.
I think a lot of people's most songs, like first songs, are. But it's about learning. It's about experience. It's the more you do it, the better you're gonna get. And we've been so blessed to be doing this for such a long time and to stick through it, that we've learned so many lessons. And now we're here putting them to use, and we're seeing that they're working.
Yeah, that's great.
We have just enough time to get some music in here,
Of course,
which I definitely wanted to do.
Of course, yeah.
And so this is unreleased music, and I've got Go Fix Yourself.
Yeah,
is one that I have queued up here.
Good song.
We got to do that one.
And I know that you're like, you know, easy on how much of this you play, because it's not released yet. But I'd like to play like 30 seconds of it.
Of course,
That's
yeah.
cool.
Do your thing. Of course, yeah.
I'm going to start it at like my favorite part of the song.
Please do. Please do.
Hope your day is better, hope your day is better. That's what I said before you went and fucked your ex. Now let's go. Yeah, that's all. Oh, I hope the next one you
that was the part you were going to play. I love that part
I knew
too.
you knew that.
I was like, oh yeah. Good
thank you.
stuff.
So I really, I
Yeah.
love you're.
The bongos in the class, maybe that's what did it.
But you saying you like it means the world to us. I mean, like hearing anyone they say they like your music is just like the biggest compliment any musician can receive. Or to me, it's the biggest compliment I could ever receive. It's all I've ever wanted anybody like to say. So it's fantastic hearing that you like it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good song.
That was Go Fix Yourself featuring Lucy Brock.
Yes, the killer,
Absolutely.
the killer herself.
Yeah, she's got a great voice.
Yeah. Do you have anything real quick that you want to talk about that song? We have, maybe like 30 seconds. We could like get into it if you want.
It's gonna be our first single. It'll be out here really soon. We're really excited to get it out to the world and for people to hear it. We loved recording it. We love it. I think it embodies Never Change or Do really well. I think it embodies that fun energy that we have pretty well. And I think we just look out for it.
Watch out.
Watch out. Watch out.
Your doors.
It's coming.
Right
Yeah.
on.
So I got one more queued up. Hopelessly Devoted to You.
Yeah,
Also
of
featuring,
course.
this is also featuring Lucy, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Also,
Yeah.
Lucy.
Okay. All right, let's check this out a little bit.
Guess mine is not the first heart broken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know there's just no getting over you. You know I'm just a fool who's willing to sit around and wait for you. But baby, can't you see? And there's nothing else for me to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside.
Obviously, she takes it downtown right there.
Yep.
But
Yeah, she killed that. I mean, I think we only needed to do like 2 takes of that.
oh yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
Nice.
she killed it. And there's a music video paired with that too coming out the same time.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you guys cover
What
a
is
lot
the-
of classics?
We tried to. Our first song on our Spotify was Georgia on a cover of Georgia on My Mind featuring Aiden Connolly. We did a little acoustic cover of that one that I love.
Oh yeah.
So we just kind of try and cover what we like. Honestly, it's a mix of what we like plus what we think is popular on social media. It's a mix of all that.
That's very cool. I
Yep.
think we got to wrap it up here, but it's been really great talking to you guys. Really great meeting you
of course,
guys.
yeah.
Wish you all the
Great to hear from you
success.
too.
I would
Thank you
love.
so
Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much for
you.
having
Thank you
us.
guys
It's been
so
a great
much.
time. Yeah, of course.
Hey.
awesome talking to you, everybody. Thank you,
Thanks for
listeners.
listening.
Of course, guys. We love the show. Thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you.
Right on. Cheers.
Cheers
Awesome.
and have a
Hey,
great
guys.
week. All right.
All right. Night.
Well, that wraps up another episode of the Indie Music Podcast. Please like and subscribe, share with your friends, or just leave us a review on iTunes if you like what you've heard. Find our social links and episode guide at indiemusiccast.com. Until next time, keep creating.